Breaking news leader starts now with a breaking news alert.
Breaking news, a carbon monoxide exposure at a senior living facility. Kelly Kennedy live in Geauga County tonight with the latest. And Kelly, I understand fire officials just ended a news briefing about this incident. What did they say?
Chris, that's right. We just finished speaking with the fire chief just about 60 seconds ago. I'm told that 5 people were transported to 2 different area hospitals for carbon monoxide poisoning. Sadly, this was related to generators. So many people right now without power, including this assisted living facility, which is in Geauga County. It's in Troy Township. And they said that they did not have those generators properly ventilated, which then led to these seniors and possibly staff members getting sick. Now, I'm told that this happened at the Pines Assisted Living Facility that's on Clarendon Troy Road, again in Troy Township. When we got on scene, there was about 8 or 9 emergency vehicles there. They were checking out a lot of people on scene, including senior residents and staff. Again, told that 5 people were transported to 2 area hospitals, UH Geauga and UH Portage. At this time, we do not know the ages. We don't know who the people were that were taken. I'm told that thankfully none of them seem to be critical, so we're hoping that everyone is going to end up being okay. But again, it's just so important that if you have a generator that you properly ventilate it, because this is unfortunately something that can happen. We're working to get more details, and we'll keep you updated as soon as we learn more. For now, reporting live in Troy Township, I'm Kelly Kennedy, 19 News.